Hello, my Gemini friends. Welcome. Thank you so much for being with me. This will be a general weekly reading for Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising for November 25th through December 1st. Of course, dates are approximate and flexible. You may find resonance with this message whenever you view it, or you may find none at all since it is a general reading. So take what resonates and leave the rest behind. And remember, never put anyone else's judgment above your own. Let's get the physical realm from the minor arcana here. Okay. Oh, a little restless there. Oh, Gemini. 2 cards left behind here. I feel as though I should be turning these over because that's never happened to me before. Oh no, three cards. Okay. We have the 10 of Wands, the 6 of Swords, and the 5 of Pentacles here. Okay. I'm taking them as your mental realm because I did not see these here. And that was what I was going for next. 3 cards. And I already feel in your mental realm that you're thinking about freedom. Okay. Okay. From something. Okay. We'll get to that in a moment. And let's get the spiritual realm for Gemini. Okay. The 7 of Pentacles as your message from the spiritual realm. Okay, this is an interesting situation for me because that's never happened before. Wow. Okay, meant to be. Those cards needed to come out together. All right, and in that position because that's when I saw them. I need to go with my intuition. Sometimes, you know, and I think we all do this. We get an intuition or a gut feeling. It's different for each of us how we get it, but then we let our mind take over. And I almost let my mind say, pick up those cards, stick them in the deck, and start shuffling. But I said, no, my first instinct was, whoa, those cards are there, turn them over, right? I didn't let my mind get in the way this time, but we all do that, right? Just to one extent or another. Some of us do it more than others. Anyway, we're looking for the major, the overall energy from the major arcana here. And, oh, there we go. Okay, the Fool reversed. You know what? Aries had that also as their overall energy. That's interesting. All right. So I'm going to start with that mental realm because you have 3 cards for that position, and you only had 1 jump out for the physical realm and 1 for the spiritual realm. So, you know what? I feel like you want to leave it all behind. You want to leave it all behind. You want to let it go. I understand. I know that feeling, Gemini, right? You ever just want to run away? You want to escape? And it may be for no particular reason. You just kind of want to leave it all behind, right? I mean, every once in a while, my husband and I will say something to each other like, oh, let's just leave it all and, you know, just get in the car and go on the road and, and drive around and whatever. Or, I don't know, just move to an island somewhere, right? And it's not even for any particular reason sometimes. You feel like you need a change of scenery or what have you. So I'm feeling that the extent to which you want to be free and leave it all behind will vary for each of you, but to some extent or another, many of you may find yourself thinking about this. This is in your mental realm. This is what you're focused on. It could even be what you're talking about. It's not necessarily what is happening, but it's what you're focused on. And beneath that, right, we have the 6 of Swords, the energy of moving in a better direction, moving to a better place, looking toward a better future, sailing towards smoother waters, leaving the rough waters behind, right? So this is, again, another feeling of wanting to get away, of wanting to escape, of wanting to move to something better. So now with the Five of Pentacles, I immediately got the feeling of again, freedom, right? Leaving it all behind. Generally, this isn't necessarily the message I get from this card, but right away I felt freedom. The 5 is the number of change, right? If you're in a 5 personal year, as I happen to be headed into myself, you have to be prepared for change. It could be unexpected change. Things can happen unexpectedly, and you kind of have to roll with it. And and it could be really, you want to go into it and say, wow, I'm going to have fun. Things are going to change this year, and it's going to be great. So in this case, I feel as though these people are leaving it all behind. In this case, I feel as though they're rejecting the status quo. They're rejecting the institution. They're leaving that all behind them. So again, I feel like you have a tremendous focus on wanting to be free this week and to move either in a new direction, a different direction, a better direction, or just like move completely. Some of you may even want to move physically from where you live. That is possible. Some of you may want to leave a job. Some of you may want to leave a person or just a situation. You may even want to just change the location of your desk at work or something. Whatever that is, feeling like you want to escape. So in your physical realm, you're feeling kind of beat, tired, depleted this week, and it really makes sense that you would be focused on leaving. I mean, that's basically what this is here. And the 4 energy is the energy of stability, but with it in reversed, and it's the 4 of Swords, you're just feeling restless. You're feeling restless or exhausted. Okay. For some of you, it's exhausted, and that's why you want to get away. You might want to get away for a vacation. For others, it's a restless energy, and you feel like it's not necessarily sleepless. It's restless. Like, oh God, I want change. I want to move on. I want to do something different. I want a change of scenery. Okay. So you're feeling restless or unrested this week. It'll vary. It is a general reading here. So with your overall energy of the Fool reversed here, this is that energy. Now, the Fool upright, right? The new, fresh journey, the optimism, the childlike wonder, the open-mindedness, the acceptance of everyone and everything, that acceptance that, life is an adventure, and being able to accept everyone and everything, even people who are different from you, who may have different lifestyles and different beliefs and all that just that open-minded energy now. But this is in reverse. So it's kind of, I feel as though you want to unlock this energy. You want to unleash this energy, but you're resisting it, right? This energy is around you. This desire is around you, but there's a resistance there. And it's coming from that restless feeling or that exhausted feeling that you are experiencing in the physical realm. Okay, that I want to move forward in my life. I want change in my life, but I don't know how it's going to come. I don't know how it's going to come. And your message from the universe, I just got the clarity on that as I was moving from one card to the next. And it's be patient, okay? The universe wants you to know that you are progressing. You are expanding. You are growing and cultivating that future for yourself. But you need to be patient. Exhaustion or restless energy, whichever it is for you, doesn't really serve you well, right? It keeps you in resistance. It prevents you from moving forward. It prevents the Fool energy from turning upright. So I feel as though the universe wants you to be patient with yourself and to allow that Fool energy in, to focus on optimism, to know that there's always the opportunity for new growth, new expansion, and new direction, but you need to allow it. I feel as though the universe wants you to know that the work isn't necessarily physical, right? You shouldn't be going out there saying, what can I do to change things? How can I change things? Let me tell you something. I know this, and I feel like I know it really well, but boy, do I fall back into old habits. And I actually it was either yesterday or the day before, I believe it was yesterday, asked my husband to remind me when he catches me trying to force things and to force things to move more quickly, to remind me that I just need to focus on what I'm doing in the moment and everything will fall into place. And I feel as though I'm supposed to let you know that also. Just focus on the moment and be patient with yourself. The future is growing, right? Now, if you look at this figure here, yes, he's looking at what he's growing for the future, but he's taking a break and he's admiring it and he's relaxing and I feel as though he looks content and he knows that all is well. So I feel like you need to take a break, right? You know what you need to do? You need to turn this Four of Swords upright and really take a break. For some of you, it may mean sleeping. For others, it may mean meditation, where you just try to quiet that mind and focus on something inconsequential. Focus on a sound. Focus on your breathing. Listen to a guided meditation that doesn't discuss what you should be focusing on, if it's money or if it's your career or your family, or no, it takes you away to, a place like a beach or a meadow or something, whatever works for you, my Gemini friends, to get you this Four of Swords upright in your physical realm, right? The energy of the Four of Swords is here. So really remember for me anyway, if you've been with me before, you may have heard me say that the cards are not predictors for me. I don't consider myself psychic. I feel as though the cards are here as guides. And I just use my intuition and say whatever just comes to mind. I just blurt it out. I try to trust my intuition and I try to blurt it out immediately. I try not to let my mind creep in and question what comes out, which may be why I trip over my words sometimes. But I really do feel here that this is not a predictor of your physical realm necessarily this week, Gemini. This is a guide for you to turn this card upright. So if you do find during this week that you are feeling restless or exhausted, remember this card and remember to turn it upright and either do any one of those things I mentioned or whatever works for you, right? Some people do well to get their alignment and their rest by taking a bubble bath, for example, right? That's actually something that's not for me, but that is for a lot of people. So you know what works best for you, Gemini. Take the time to turn that right side up if you find this message resonating with you, okay? It's okay to focus on the desire of being free, the desire of letting go and leaving things behind, if you can do it with the Fool energy upright, if you can do it with optimism and high expectations and no judgment and no resistance, right? And just remember, be patient, sit back, rest, relax, look at what you've accomplished. Oh, yes, a new message just came to me. It is the end of a year almost. It's getting toward the end of 2019. For some of you, it may raise your vibration to really look back at what you have accomplished this year. And it doesn't, so many of us think of accomplishments in a material way. And for some of you, that may be what you've accomplished this year. And that is fine. Look back at it. But some of you may immediately be saying, wait a minute, I'm not making any more money, or I even lost my job, or things didn't work out for me in the physical realm this year. I don't feel like I've accomplished anything. But you may have expanded spiritually, right? I have to say that as I was going through 2019, while I was going through it, I knew that it was a 4 personal year for me, and it was a foundational year. And I was like, what am I accomplishing? I'm not creating a foundation. I'm not even bringing in any money. I'm not making an income. I am, I should be monetizing my tarot channel or what have you. I felt like I had not been accomplishing anything, but I was really focusing on the material aspects. But when I looked back at where 2019 began for me and where I am now, I really did set some foundations for myself. Actually, I made tremendous strides in setting foundations for myself. So if you really, really look back, even go back to like December or November of last year and see what you've accomplished in different areas of your life. And it may have been small steps along the way, but you have come a long way. And I feel as though I was supposed to say that for at least some of you. Okay, my Gemini friends, I really want to thank you so much for being with me. If this does not resonate at all with you, if no messages are here are for you, you might want to check out the messages for your moon and rising signs, because sometimes they do resonate more. But with that, we will end it here, and I will thank you so very much for being with me, Gemini, and have a fabulous, fabulous week ahead, and get some rest.